Good afternoon, day 148. It is uh, Tuesday, May 13th. Oh, it's been, I guess, a rough week. So I've been having a prolonged migraine for the past, it feels like a week now at this point, but several days. Um, so I got my blood checked out and everything, went to my annual was a wellness visit, and then I got my two fillings done. Uh, well, fillings. I mean, they numbed it. It felt pretty weird, having it numbed there that section. So I'm not used to the fillings. Because like on the side, it's like rough, the texture, and then it's like there's the fillings in between the teeth. So like there's no like flossing wise. I mean, you can't floss. It's like you pour concrete there and it's sealed up. Um, I'm guessing the enamel's bad in that section. So it's just been like, yeah, there's nothing there like in between. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gotta get used to that. But there's that, and then the whole migraine stuff. So I went to the doctor to check my blood and everything. They checked my urine. I was like, oh, okay. I haven't done this test before in a very very long time. Not since like high school. But okay. And then because I'm like, I thought I did like a check, annual what wellness check, but it was actually just typical office visit check. I'm like, okay. But I mean, they did everything else pretty much the same besides just like the urine check. Um, Besides that, I mean, that was pretty much it. Uh, it took blood. Um, the main thing was for like the migraine. Out of the blood and everything, though, the only thing that came out of range was just cholesterol, which I've had like high cholesterol, or at least out of the normal for many years now. But this one was what 40, around 40 points or so higher than last visit. So I was like, oh, I'm like, I was wondering if that was what was causing my migraine. Because I mean, I had migraine for many, many years. Since like middle school, I've had migraines. But I was like, oh, maybe because like this one, I mean, if I get a migraine or something like that, it might last a day or two. With Nesson. But like these are like lasting numerous days. So it's like sucks. Um, so for me, it was like I brought that up. She prescribed some medication. That my bad. That didn't do anything really. I thought it would, but no. So I was like, maybe because the medication's not working because it's more along the lines of cholesterol. I looked up. I mean, cholesterol doesn't have a direct correlation with it, but it can hinder it just due to the blocking the blood vessels. But like I said, it's not direct, result. Like I guess not result, direct impact to it. So uh, I don't know. But that's the big kicker right now is that. So may have to lean along a keto diet, which I was gonna say I was kind of on the lines of a keto diet, but as a Hispanic, I eat beans, so it's like okay. I mean, which I have no issue removing that, but it's like obviously for me, I've eaten beans, rice. Uh, there were some things that I was looking on there. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've eat these here and there, not every day, but yeah, here and there. Now they were talking about because I eat this protein yogurt, Greek yogurt. Yeah, it's not Greek. It's more like protein yogurt. I've been eating for past several months. I mean, it has cholesterol in it, of course, but um, maybe that's. I mean, because I do eat that every day, and there are times where I eat like one. I mean, for obviously it was for protein purposes, but you know, I may eat one or two for lunch at work. So I'm like, okay, it's like those, because like that was my source of protein, was that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to just kind of sip that one out. Uh, so I didn't mind eating the cat because it had some sugar, but it was not, you know, not much. It wasn't where it's like, oh yeah, this is a lot of sugar. No, I mean, it had some sugar, but it was. I think when it had like a gram of sugar, like something very minimal, but it had this milk contents in there. So I mean, well, that's I mean, like I said, I'm trying to like cholesterol and then carbs and then kind of like trying to balance it all out. But I was like, okay, well, let me do something, right? It sucks. Not, I mean, it really sucks. Being in pain for that long. And then one thing too is walking, because I mean, obviously at work I walk, walk the property and everything, but I need more, like at least 10,000 steps, right? So uh, after work, I don't know, maybe starting tomorrow, we'll see what. Well, I guess once I'm feeling better, right? Then maybe let me adjust that so the steering wheel. It's not. I know it's still in the corner frame, but not taking too much. But yeah. So like after work, I may just go to the gym for like half an hour, 45 minutes, just walking, right? Because what was that? Because I did that yesterday. I walked 1 hour. 1 hour was three miles for me. Then again, like I said, I walked. I didn't run. Obviously, if you're running, yeah, that's really bad. I mean, but yeah, I walked. You know, an hour, 3 miles for 1 hour. Which I mean, on my daily, cause I gotta check my daily. My daily, I mean, I get several thousand steps on daily, right? So I guess it's just a matter of just counting, like, okay, if I'm averaging 5,000 steps um, on a typical work day, what's this guy doing? You got a police officer right behind you, hazard lights. Uh, okay, but yeah, so trying to get like 10,000 steps, which is 5 miles. So if I'm averaging 5,000 steps a day, that's only 2.5 miles. So we're looking at what 45 minutes of walking, give or take. The speeds I'm walking at. I'm saying, like, so maybe 45 minutes a day, and of course maybe depending on how busy it is there, I may just do some gym work, like physical workout, like on weight lifting some weights, right? So that may be the new trend now. It's every day besides like getting, I guess, grocery day, right? Um, just come back from work, go to the gym. Even if it's not walking, right? If it's like filled up, and I'll just go ride a bicycle, get on the bicycle. Um, just something, just kind of movement, right? So may do that going forward. So like every day, dang near every day, besides like one day of the week, I may just obviously when I'm off, it's gonna be. I mean, it's still gonna be some cardio in there, but for the most part, it's going to be just weightlifting. And then every other day, besides one day, just walking 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Um, but maybe 45 minutes, it sounds like a good amount. Um, you know, to just walk, get steps in, feels like that's fine. But in doing so, I don't know. I guess if I'm working out on me, like I can just bring whatever shirt, just some shorts. Like I'm just walking. Uh, so yeah, but that may be the plan coming up. What's that? I guess they're doing some construction right there. But yeah. So gonna definitely change up some routine stuff and food, lifestyle, diet, um, something. Because I mean, I really wasn't having headaches that frequent. But like now that I do get not headaches, migraines, it lasting quite some time. Plus, the whole the whole lasting for like a week. For plus, like right now, earlier today it was a 7. I mean, it's like a 6, give or take. I mean, the pain thresholds are like skewed at some point. But yeah, you got to get used to the whole uh, feelings. I thought feelings was like feeling in the actual tooth, but I guess where they were bad, which yeah, they did. I do recall them showing me like the X-ray scans. The bad parts were like on the edge. It looks like in between the teeth. So uh, yeah, I mean it was only $75 for two of them. So, but I was like, definitely want all the original pieces, i.e., my teeth, versus just a bunch of fillings. So they did advise flossing. So I did buy some like the Colgate anti-cavity. It's just kind of fishy in a way. My first like cavities were with the new dentist, right? Just saying. Funny thing, I was watching a video about like there was a lady. It's on Twitter slash X. That was a video where I was watching a person like they had their dentist for many years, never no cavity, nothing, and then they switched to a new dentist, and all of a sudden, oh, they found all these cavities. Like what? So I'm like, yeah, I'm like okay, all right, it is what it is. But yeah, I just found that funny. I was like, go to a been going to the dentist for a few years now, no cavities, nothing, and all of a sudden I get to a new place and I'm like, oh yeah, you got some cavities here. Like what? Like I got checked last year, like late last year, and everything was good. On like my diet, like I've been eating just a lot of candy and whatnot. It is what it is. I mean, it's already done. But I guess in their X-ray graphs, maybe it was more high tech. It looks more because it's a new place, so I guess the equipment they had was a little bit more high tech than the place I was at, and it was able to look more deeper. I'm not too sure, more layers. Uh, yeah, I can't feel the other side. Oh, okay. And I get bites fine. It's just I don't. I when I rub my tongue along it, I can just feel it. And I do feel like it's a little bit like I feel like something's there, right? But that's one of the things like my brain's aware of, but after so many days, weeks, months, I mean, just it's normal. Kind of one of those things with like the chirps, if you know the reference there. So, but yeah. Uh, so hopefully it goes away, and then it just matters, maybe trying that keto diet and seeing how that goes. Oh shoot! I just realized. Why you for breakfast? Well, my mom makes me for breakfast. It's like tortillas mixed with eggs. We call it migas. And if you go to like a restaurant when it says migas, migas, it's tortillas and just mixed with eggs, which is really good. I mean, it's really basic, really good. But I just realized it's like that's all carbohydrates. So tortillas. I guess I'll have just plain Jane eggs, maybe like spinach eggs, some onions. I love me some onions. Um, but it's like, okay, well then, there is that. So yeah. Now the big thing, to actually have something to talk about, right? In lane. So title, diet change, lifestyle slash diet change, right? It's kind of a mixture of both. So yeah, we'll see. Gonna go get some groceries, go home, and hopefully tomorrow I start getting better. Because funny enough, just to have it on record, I think I had something like this years ago, but the one I do remember the most is when I think I was still in high school. There was, about my parents took me to a doctor, and the doctor prescribed these medication, but it turns out that the medication was extremely rough, like very powerful, right? And the thing is, for me, I was just like, I was feeling a lot like nauseous, weird. Like I wasn't feeling too good with the medication. And turns out it was because it was very powerful. So I stopped taking it, and we stopped going to that doctor because it was one of those things where it was like they were trying to kill me, in a way, because it's such like strong medication, like painkillers. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to feel anything because you're drugging me up, but it doesn't really like resolve the issue. You just prescribe me some hard painkillers. That's all, right? You're not adjusting the issue. Like what's causing it, or what you can do. Just say, hey, here's some painkillers. There you go. And so, like, yeah, I remember that screwed me up quite a bit. Uh, but it turns out because we went to another doctor down in Mexico, and it turns out at the time I had some very very high cholesterol, very high, uh, very high. Because at the time I wasn't. This was like I didn't like I had no filter in terms of eating like junk food, soda, nothing, no filters, nothing. I think that over the time that peaked right there, and that gave me a. I mean, like I'm not gonna lie, I complicated committing suicide. Obviously, it wasn't because of a dark place. It was because I was in so much. It was a 10 out of 10 pain scale. Like it was that painful where I was like, I just want to end it. Like I had those thoughts at the time. Like it was that bad. Um, I was like, never again, please. Like it was just, I was just praying at some point. It was just so intense, the pain. Um, and so, luckily, at around that time, they took me to Mexico, my parents, because they go to Mexico every so often, but they took me and they checked my blood and everything. Cause I haven't had my blood checked in whatnot. I don't even know what was the last time or if I ever did, right? So when it checked it, I mean, it came out extremely high. My cholesterol, extremely high. That's where it was like a whole like no like that. At that point, that's when I started to like be more mindful of what I was eating. That was the whole that started the whole trend of me. I still eat some stuff here and there, junk food and whatnot, but like nowhere near as much. A lot more healthier stuff, healthier foods, right? But obviously, you live in America, it's hard to eat without junk food, right? Just everywhere you go, or even stuff you thought was healthy still isn't as healthy as it should be. So, but I mean, it was a big improvement for me at the time. So it was, and my it dropped quite a bit for sure where I was at to now. The last time it was like 204, right? And then now it was like 240, 240 something, 240, let's say 242, right? No, I mean, let's say it went up 40 exact. Okay, I mean, that's a big jump from what several months ago to now. So it was one of those things where it's okay. And maybe, like I said, maybe I need more exercise instead of just going to the gym twice a week, like I've been having for since I've been going to the gym. Was it well over a year? A year and a half or so. Um, Now going numerous times in the week, even if I'm not doing any, weightlifting, just cardio, just getting my steps in, right? So, but hey, not for anything that gets me away from having minimal headaches throughout the years, because these things suck. And I was watching a bunch of videos about it, and yeah, sounds like a lot of people have it worse, like a lot more frequent. God forbid, because like there was, I went like when I had it pretty bad. It was about 2 years ago or some more. Yeah, I went to like a pain specialist. That was when it was like pretty bad as well. Um, and the thing is, I didn't have my blood checked or anything to reason, so maybe at the time I had high cholesterol, right? So it just unfortunately I didn't get tested around that time, so it is what it is. But I could have potentially had high cholesterol, which could have affected me at the time. I just don't know. But there was a period of time where I did even like it got to the point where I had to go. I went to check out to a specialist. I mean, they prescribed me some medications and whatnot. It was one of those things where it was like a lot, like the co-pays was $100 something or 200. It was like okay, like I went numerous times, let's say 3 4 times, and like obviously copay it was like bam 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 plus medication. I was like oh okay, like insurance wasn't really covering it all, so I was like, and I mean it was kind of in and out quick though. It was like okay, how you doing, blah blah blah. Oh, the sun's hitting it pretty good. And then it was just like, okay, here's some medication, or like just a checkup, and it was that's it. I'm like, I mean, the medicine wasn't really doing anything. And then we were trying to. There was one that we're this where this after this I just stopped going. Was I think we are trying to get Nurtec, but there was some sort of issue where they wasn't getting approved. Probably I think from my insurance they weren't getting approved because I think at one point I think the reason was because I wasn't having enough migraines or headaches in the month, which I think for them it was like 15 or something, and I think I quoted me having a headache like every like 10 or 12 days of the month. But for them supposedly it was a minimum of 15 plus something along the lines. I was like I don't know if that was a excuse, which I think it was, versus them just not wanting to, because I think Nurtec was like $1,000, insane crazy. I don't know why it's that expensive, but yeah, maybe I was like maybe they just didn't want to cover that, but like once it got to the point where they just kind of like didn't get approved, I'm like, yeah, like that would have been like the final point. Like if this didn't work, nothing else will, right? Type of sort of speak. And then once that like decline didn't go anywhere, I just stopped going. I was like, all right, yeah, that was it. So I was like, yeah, I got all these medications. I tried them, nothing worked. But maybe they didn't work because it was not. Maybe I mean maybe it was some of the foods I ate. It just the thing is when they ask me like, do you know any triggers? I don't know of any really triggers for me. Like I mean sometimes I just wake up and bam, it's right there. Like it's not like I ate something and it immediately get like I got something. No, it's like I just wake up. There's times I wake up and bam, and other times I'm like I just eat the same stuff I eat in the past, and all of a sudden later in the day I get it. It's like I don't know if it's a trigger. I mean, obviously with the sun and everything, maybe, but it's like I'm out every day. All right, if that was the case, I would have been getting a trigger every day. So I don't know. Like I'm just not too sure what really triggers it. Like besides like sunlight, light. Um, I don't know. So, but yeah, lots of things to talk about. But yeah, I'll just wrap it up because I'm pretty close to the grocery store right here. So yeah, it was some lifestyle changes and some diet changes. You know, honestly, the diet's not that huge of a difference, TBH. It's just it's just eliminating some of the carbs, which yeah, I ate carbs here and there, but it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was that crazy, but hey, it is what it is. So um, we'll see how it goes the next few weeks, months. Uh, maybe I may lose weight. 'Cause I've been at like the same weight range for a while now. Like, yeah, I mean, I've gone to the gym, I've gotten stronger, no doubt about that. But it's just like if you were to look at me physically, yeah, maybe my arms are a little bit bigger, but like stomach wise, nothing. I mean, it's hard to really look at it. Maybe it was I took a before and after from the beginning, but yeah, it's one of those things where which I kind of should have took one right like before I started working out, like before one and after, and just keep looking back at that and seeing if there was any changes. But it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so title for today's video is gonna be with lifestyle and diet change. So well, I'll take care till tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I'm feeling a little bit better at least, incremental. So thank you. Take care.